Namaskara. A very warm welcome and good morning to all of you. My special welcome to all the CGs who have joined us today and CGs who have come from other cities to join us for this event. We have Mr. Christopher from Chennai and trade representatives, representatives from the trade commissions who are here. You would see as I take you through our presentation how we are trying to engage with every segment of the Global Innovation Alliance. I also would like to welcome our friends from the media who are here this morning. We have both print and audiovisual media which is present. Hearty welcome to all of you again. So before I start my presentation, I think the theme has been very lucidly presented in the video that you just saw. Our theme was breaking boundaries last year. We are not only breaking boundaries, but we are becoming unbound, we feel. The way the technology is changing, the immense power of humans, of technology, and the interplay between the two, it is absolutely limitless, absolutely unbound. And I think BTS 2024 is going to be unbound in every which way. Unleash your imagination and you can see there is no limit to the way we can present technology, we can make use of technology and showcase the entire thing. Most of you have been part of BTS over the years and this is the 27th edition. We have over the years got a fairly structured format to the Bangalore Tech Summit. There are 5 pillars: trends, insights, business, awards and talent. Tech gurus, business leaders, reformers, they would be giving us the trends. And in fact, this is a very prominent part of the entire Tech Summit. In fact, we are bringing this to the main stage this time. They will be giving insights on IT, deep tech, startups, biotech. And business is certainly becoming a very important and a prominent vertical of BTS. We facilitate business opportunities with government, with businesses, with startups, and with various stakeholders of the ecosystem through Bangalore Tech Summit. We would be celebrating excellence through our awards, which are given across domains. And certainly at the end of the day, this entire event is about talent. The immense talent which is there in Bengaluru and the way this talent is being nurtured right from schools to colleges with our New Age Innovation Network, to all the companies and startups. Bangalore is one of the most innovative cities in the world today. This is the event spectrum. As I said, business and partnerships would be a very prominent segment at this event. We have opportunities for exhibition, for B2B meetings, and we have a special, for our GIA partners, we have 2 special stages which are there, stage World 1 and World 2, where all our GIA partners, and there is one exclusive stage for US companies and US ecosystem players, which would be focusing only on US engagement. So GIA certainly will be a very prominent pillar and a lot of events will revolve around GIA partners. There would be ideas and exchange through various conferences, roundtable conferences, poster showcase, and other opportunities to interact. As I said, awards and then the experience, the overall experience, which every year we are trying to make it better. And this year our goal is to make it truly bigger, better and global. Just to sum it up, I mean the highlights of BTS 2024, we are looking at participation from 50 countries, 500 delegates, international delegates, overall 85 plus sessions, 460 plus speakers, 5,000 plus delegates, an exhibition with more than 1,200 exhibitors, 25,000 and more business attendees, and a general footfall of about 50,000. These are numbers that have, we've already achieved and we are only going to make it better this year. As I said, international collaboration is one of our core strengths. And GIA, the participation of countries, their delegates, their ministerial delegations, it is a very critical part of BTS. And that's what makes BTS truly global. We have 30 countries which are part of our GIA alliance today, and they will all be participating. many of you are here this morning. So I just thought I'll take an opportunity to take you through this journey that we have had with our Global Innovation Alliance. We started out in the year 2018. It was a beginning with 10 countries, and within the first 2 years of GIA being formalized, our strength of partnerships grew to 15. Between the two COVID years, in spite of all the limitations on interaction and meetings in person, we still grew and grew in strength, grew in number. We had a lot of virtual events actually during those 2 years, and our overall GIA member strength also increased to 20. And today, as I'm talking to you, in the last 2 years, we have been able to take this further, and we have 30 GIA partners. In these 6 years, we have had more than 60 projects that we have done with our GIA partners. 500 plus startups have benefited or have been impacted through our GIA engagements. We have 15 plus MOUs. Some of them are in the making even now. And we have more than 2,000 international participants who have come to BTS over the years. And 25 plus sessions which have been held by GIA partners. So this really, gives you a snapshot of how we have grown in a short span of 6 years. Every year we are adding members, we are adding, initiatives, we are increasing the depth and the strength of the partnership with our GIA partners. So over the years, we have been able to give it a structure, and there are 4 pillars of our GIA partnership. There is government-to-government interaction. We have MOUs which are signed with various governments. One of the pictures which is there at the bottom is from our recent visit to London, where we had one MOU signed during the London Tech Week. As I said, we want to make this participation much more meaningful, much more deeper, and want to see that actually there is benefit which flows from those countries to India and Bangalore, and from Bangalore to the foreign destinations. So we are looking at partnerships at all levels now. It is not just a omnibus kind of a MOU at the country level or the city level. We are also looking at partnerships with institutions. And with these are institutions which could be academic in nature, they could be industry bodies, they could be incubators, they could be startup hubs. So we are looking at institution to institution mapping and collaboration. In fact, again, from our recent visit to Europe, we have 2 very, very exciting engagements which are shaping up. One with the Catapult Centers in UK, the other with Station F in France. Both these are like world-class examples, and I think we need to borrow and learn from their strengths, the way they have been able to really shape up the startups. The third important pillar of GIA is technology sharing and academia. We have a lot of engagement with foreign universities, with foreign academic institutions. And again, we are looking at more in this direction. A lot of our COEs are also looking at academic collaborations, because skilling is something that we are very serious about. And I think not only is skilling required to sustain the Bangalore ecosystem, make it grow and keep its position as unique as it is today, but skilled workforce is demand of the world. I mean, every country is looking for skilled workforce, and I think India and Bangalore can play a very big role in that. The fourth and the very important pillar of our GIA collaboration is startup support. In fact, now we have a lot of structured engagements around it. I will take you through a couple of them. One of the programs that we launched last year is the GIA MAP, Market Access Program, where we curate delegations of startups and they go to a particular country which is the pioneer or the leader in a particular technology. So most of these are technology specific groups. 1 or 2 have been technology agnostic as well, where we've tried to cover a broader spectrum. In fact, last year we have done 5 of such visits to UAE, Singapore, Belgium, Australia and Germany, and they have been really successful. I have interacted with the Launchpad partners, with the startups, And all of them have really good experiences to share. Some of them have even gone to the extent that they have incorporated their companies in these foreign destinations. So I think the objective which we started out with to give market access to our startups to foreign countries, I think we are really making very, very significant achievements in that. And this year we will build on our experience and the learnings from the last year. Another initiative which we have recently started is GIA Mixer. The first one we did with Australia, and we are trying to get startups to pitch and interact with the consulates, with the trade offices, and with the important agencies of a particular country sitting here in India. So that is like a first level, which will finally probably, some of them will also then be a part of the GIA MAP delegation. The other thing which we are looking at is a launchpad, which is basically to welcome startups and MSMEs from other countries to Bangalore. Because generally we have seen bigger companies, they are able to find their own way. But it is startups and MSMEs which require more support, more handholding, and it should be very comfortable for them to come into the country. So we are setting up a launchpad which will facilitate their entry into Bangalore. We will provide the relevant connects with the local industry, academia, startups, and ensure that anybody coming from any foreign country would get a very, very warm welcome and a very easy, settling into the local ecosystem. The other platforms where we look at GIA participation is the Centers of Excellence. I just mentioned about skilling through Centers of Excellence. The other thing that we are looking at is to bring in expertise. It could be expertise of industry, it could be expertise of academia, to mentor and to support the startups, to help in their incubation, and to lend an overall support to the COE. So we would be very happy to, take this conversation forward with some of you, whoever shows interest in partnering with our COEs. And all these COEs we have about 17 COEs today. Each COE has a very, very specific area of operation and a specific emerging technology that they are focusing on. And most of these are in collaboration with premier academic institutions of India. And there are local industry partners as well. So all these centers of excellence are truly centers of excellence, and I think GIA partnership and alliances will only make them better. We have a dedicated MNC engagement cell where MNCs which are coming into India, we give them handholding support. Again, as you would know, we are in the process of coming out with our GCC policy. We are looking at strengthening this engagement. We are looking at making it much more smoother for companies to come and work in India. A large part of our GIA engagement also includes international roadshows and reaching out to companies and institutions in other countries. In fact, in the last 1 year, we have done at least half a dozen of such visits, and they have been to countries across the globe. So right from US, I think US, we have had 2 major delegations going. After that, we've traveled through Europe, and another part of our team had also gone to Japan and Korea. So we are taking this international engagement very, very seriously. We know that the world is looking at India today, and we want that now that we have the attention, we have got the attention of the world, we will certainly try and make the most of it. Department's priorities completely align with actually what I have said, in our partnership with GIA. Certainly GCCs will continue to be the focus area. We have 40% of GCCs which are in India are in Bangalore, fair share of GCCs. And very shortly during this month itself, we will be coming out with our new GCC policy, which will provide further incentives. These incentives are both fiscal and non-fiscal incentives, where non-fiscal primarily aim at building the ecosystem in terms of skilling, in terms of R&D, in terms of giving support, making ease of doing business. And fiscal, of course, are monetary incentives for setting up companies in certain areas of Karnataka. AI and cybersecurity, I don't have to talk more about it. I think today no tech event is complete. It starts and ends with AI. AI is the flavor of the day. And certainly Bangalore is also very, very heavily invested. We are also very shortly going to come out with a Center of Excellence on AI. And I am in touch with some country heads already for, getting their buy-in and partnership in this AI COE. Life sciences is the other sector that we focus on. We have a huge share of the national economy in life sciences, and we are growing at about 10.7% every year. So it's a very, very strong ecosystem where we look out for support and partnerships. Startups, again, is like our bread and butter, I would say, because Bangalore's innovation ecosystem thrives on the startup that we have. We have the largest share. We are the fourth largest technology center, and I think startups have a very, very, very important role to play in it. One more thing that we are focusing on heavily, and both at the country level as well as at the state level, is electronics and semiconductor. In fact, yesterday only there is an announcement of another semiconductor company being established in India. So this remains to be the focus for the department also, and we already have a fairly good ecosystem around it. Both in Bangalore and even in areas outside manufacturing, we have a very, very significant contribution coming from Mysuru in electronics domain. So these are the areas I thought I'll bring it to your notice while we are talking here about BTS, but I wanted to take this opportunity to tell you what the department is focusing on. And I would urge all of you, wherever you would like to collaborate with us, or you feel that, you can add value to our ecosystem, or we can maybe, share some knowledge, information, we would be more than happy to collaborate. Coming back to BTS, since the department focus and BTS tracks are completely aligned, we have 6 tracks focusing on IT, deep tech trends, electro and semicon, which is a new track which has been introduced. We did not have this track till last year. For the first time, we will have a dedicated track on electronics and semiconductors. We have a track on biotech and health tech. We are making the scope of the track much more. We are not just talking about biotechnology, but also health technology, which is actually one of the most emerging segments within the health sector. Startup ecosystem, and as I said, we have 2 world stages, global collaboration and India-USA Tech Conclave. Startups will also have a separate pavilion where all these tracks would also run in the startup pavilion, which would be separate and dedicated. And we have a special stage for startups where they can do their product launches, their founders can come and talk. We'll also be having some startup pitching being done. So some of your companies can actually come and be a part of that to see what kind of work these startups are doing and how they can co-create with the startups. BTS has always been a platform to provide opportunities to interact with the government, to have government-to-government talks, conferences. We would be curating special meetings and roundtables around ministerial delegations that are coming from various countries. A minister himself, our minister, Mr. Kharge himself, is at BTS right in the morning at 8:30, and he spends his entire day till 8:30 p.m. and ensure that he meets everyone personally, reaches out to them, and then we kind of, take that conversation and relationship forward. So we would be very happy to welcome your ministerial delegations and see that they find value in coming to BTS and participating at BTS. For B2B, Interlinks is an established tool. I'm sure all of you are aware of it. We have a tool which would be open, and your B2B meetings can be fixed well in advance. In fact, this year we are also launching an app dedicated for BTS. The app would give all the information about all the events and opportunities to, fix your meetings. We are looking at much more focused roundtable meetings this time. These would be either specific to a particular sector or specific to a particular country. So these would be much more focused discussions, because we want that any discussion that happens at BTS does end up in action and some meaning and value that it brings to the ecosystem. As usual, we will have exhibition. Exhibition is a very, very big strength of BTS. And this exhibition is not only divided based on the technology domains, but also we have separate areas demarcated for industry, for academia. And we have a very special place for our GIA partners. The one etched out in red. These are special shells which have been created for GIA partners. As you can make out, most of these are very, very well spaced out with large floor plate. So we want you to put up your best foot forward and showcase your country, your country's companies. You could also collaborate with some of your leading companies which are present in Bangalore and put up something really nice. There are some 2-3 really hot stalls which can be picked up quickly, very, very big ones. This is the startup exhibition hall. As I was mentioning to you, there is a founder stage which is on the top in black, where we will have some startups pitching and founders talking, and there would be some mentoring sessions also organized. And as last year, we will be doing product launches. We had launched 45 products last year. We are looking at a much larger product launch this year. Our US tech conclave partners, US India, AmCham, both of them are here, and we are very, very happy to collaborate with them. In fact, I have been in touch with both AmCham and US IBC we are already working. We have some events and some delegates, speakers which are already tied up. We will ensure that these would be really, really good, and they will add a lot of value. This time we are also looking at having a focus in these 2 sessions as well. So US IBC will be focusing on AI in particular. So all companies and speakers would basically be talking about AI, and AmCham is focusing on cybersecurity. So these are very, very focused again events. So as I said, minister-led delegations, ambassadors, industry leaders, researchers, we will have opportunities for them to have one-on-one meetings with government, meeting with the department and any other department that you would like to speak to. If we know of it in advance, if we know of the issues that you would like to discuss, we will ensure that a meaningful discussion is curated and you get the access to the right people, and within a short span of time you are able to get some good progress on that issue. These are all the various options that are there before you to participate at BTS, participate with a ministerial-led delegation. You can curate sessions, be a partner country, exhibit your strength at the pavilion. You can host a reception. In fact, last year also some countries did host a reception. Conduct B2B meetings, visit innovation clusters. We would be very, very happy to curate these visits for you. 2 innovation clusters both in Bangalore and outside of Bangalore as well. This is our pitch for country partnership, country partner as well as country in focus. There are 2 options that have been created. It would be, I'm sure there is a lot of countries wanting to do this. We would like to start the conversation immediately as early as possible so that you can also get the maximum mileage out of this, because this will be then showcased at every platform, whether it is our social media handles, our media outreach, our discussions with the industry. At every which level we would then be giving a special focus to the country partner and the country in focus. This is our 360-degree publicity plan. Every year we do it, but we are only making it bigger and better. And as I said, these are our association partners and these are our media partners. So this collaboration is not just with print and AV media, but also with a lot of academic journals, academic publications which are there, and also a lot of publications done by the industry bodies. So the whole list is there. Countries which are participating and which are, bringing ministerial-led delegations, putting up a large presence will certainly be showcased in all these media. These are our past participants from various countries. Some of them have been very key core partners in this entire BTS over the years. And as usual, we will have it at the Bangalore Palace, the most iconic location in Bangalore. And I look forward to having you all at BTS, and would be very happy to sit with you to curate your delegation, to fix meetings, and to see that you get the value that you would desire to get out of the event. So again, I would like to extend a very, very warm welcome to all of you to BTS, and look forward for a very, very engaging and exciting BTS 2024. Thank you.